It's the first Ford Mustang actually designed to ride out on the range. The Mustang Mach-E Rally is the first off-road focused version of Ford's electric SUV. It's not designed for rock crawling like a Bronco, more for rally style, driving on flat dirt, gravel, and even sand roads. And Ford really leaned into that with the styling. At a starting price of $60,990, this comes standard with the most potent powertrain available in the Mustang Mach-E. It's an all-wheel drive system with 480 horsepower and 700 pound-feet of torque, which is more than any gas-powered Ford has ever had. Now, you can get that same powertrain in the Mach-E GT for about $3,000 less, but that's a more street and track focused vehicle. This gets some special equipment to make it ideal for out here. With 5.8 inches of ground clearance, it has the same amount as regular Mach-E's, but about 0.6 inches more than the GT. Its real secret sauce is the suspension, which gets special springs and longer off-road tuned computer-controlled Magna-Ride dampers. But the icing on this cake is actually at the bottom of this cake. It's this wheel and tire package that wraps very WRC looking wheels with Michelin Cross Climate 2 tires. They have this unusual tread pattern and are technically all-purpose all-season mud and snow tires, but Ford figured out they actually work pretty well out here. So instead of going with a straight dirt tire, they went with these. People who live in snowy climates will appreciate that. And I gotta tell you, they're actually very quiet on the road as well, probably more so than an all-terrain tire, but they don't have the kind of grip you would get from a street performance tire. So this isn't the best car to be taken to the track unless you swap out the rubber. The main interior update is a set of sports seats with unique upholstery and these white shell inserts, which are echoed on the steering wheel. As far as the practical stuff is concerned, a 6'1" driver can fit in front of a 6'1" passenger with no problem at all. There's plenty of leg room. And this has a good sized cargo area and retains the Mach-E's waterproof frunk. Now, this wouldn't be a rally style car without a rally drive mode, and this of course has one of those. When you switch to the unbridled high performance mode, it unlocks a rally sport mode that even adds a little engine idle soundtrack, at least on the inside. Now, while the Mach-E GT will accelerate to 60 miles an hour in 3.3 seconds, this will do it in 3.4, which isn't bad, especially with those tires. That, of course, is on pavement. On dirt, it's more about going 0 to 60 degrees. Oh! The Rally Sport mode firms up the shocks, loosens the stability control, sends a lot of power to the rear when you ask for it. Considering what a lowrider this is, the ride quality off-road is very good. Those shocks do an excellent job soaking up bumps like this. And these tires are outstanding out here. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to win a race with them, but for having fun, they're perfect. They've got this dialed in so nicely. You can really steer it with the throttle pedal. Get a little bit of understeer, just let up, tap it, send the power back to the rear. Really feels like a great all-wheel drive system. It is a little weird seeing something that looks like this, driving like this, without making any noise. The wing doesn't even do anything. It's just about style, and you can't even get a toned-down version of the Rally trim. Considering this weighs about 5,000 pounds, I thought it would be a bit of a mess out here, but it really doesn't feel the weight. It's got enough power to overcome it, and since a lot of that weight's in the battery, has a nice low center of gravity. As far as that battery is concerned, it's big enough for 265 miles of range. And just to put something in perspective for you about off-road packages on vehicles, the GT with the same battery and the same powertrain could go 280 miles. It's also easier to find charging because all Mustang Mach-E's are now compatible with the Tesla Supercharger network, although you do need an adapter and not every station works yet, so you gotta check the Ford Pass app. And for when you're on the road, this does have Ford's Blue Cruise hands-free highway driving system, which has been updated a few times and works better than ever before. Although all it can do is lane centering, adaptive cruise control, and lane changes. Price is a little high for a toy, but not out of whack with other performance electric vehicles, let alone a lot of performance compact SUVs. As far as competition is concerned, right now, there is none. This is what you call a white space vehicle. But there is one on the way pretty soon. Hyundai is going to be launching the new Ioniq 5 XRT, which is pretty much a straight cut and paste of this concept, except it only has 320 horsepower, 440 pound-feet of torque, and probably 250 miles of range, although Hyundai hasn't confirmed that yet. The price also hasn't been confirmed, but based on the Ioniq 5N street and track performance model, it'll probably run in the $60,000 range like this. However, there may be some even more interesting competition coming for this from Ford itself. Ford CEO Jim Farley reportedly showed a meeting of Ford's dealers concepts for an off-road version of the actual Mustang. Of course, he's also said the actual Mustang will never go all electric, so I guess it won't really be competition for this.